We continue to follow breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, where Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson is facing a 6-game suspension. The Players Association will not appeal. The league will have 3 days to do so under the new CBA. Again, this is a new way of things in terms of the way things are looked at, the way things are judged, and the impact it has on players and time that they will miss. Also, speaking of impact, we're talking about the odds for the Cleveland Browns when it comes from a odds makers and Vegas perspective. I can tell you that right now at Caesars Sportsbook, they're still 25-1 to win the Super Bowl. They're still 13-1 to win the AFC. Now, what has changed is that their division odds, which came in at 4-1 before the news, has been taken off the board. The entire division has been taken off the board, and their win total also not available at the moment at Caesars. All right, but before we get to all that, let's bring in our two-time Super Bowl champ, Bryant McFadden. B-Mac, first off, 6 games is what's on the table right now. What's your reaction to the Deshaun Watson news?
Wow, he got off good. I mean, best case scenario for Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. And the reason why I say that is because he had over 20 women, basically saying he did something inappropriately to them, and being able to get off basically 6 games. I literally thought, Tommy, would be around double digits. I thought it would probably be around 10 to 12 based on some of the past situations that we've seen, similar to what Deshaun Watson was involved in. You look at Ezekiel Elliott, I think he got around 4 games for one incident. If you look at Big Ben, got around 4 games for one incident as well. Now, both guys were not legally charged, the same like Deshaun Watson, but they got 4 games. You telling me 20-plus women said Deshaun did something that he had no business doing. And of course, they all filed civil suits as well. And he settled with 20 women, if not mistaken, and he only got 6 ball games. So this is a huge win for Deshaun Watson. This is a huge win for the Cleveland Browns, because eventually they will get their franchise quarterback back in uniform, and he will be able to play the majority of the season. And then when you look at the financial side of things, remember his base salary this year was only $1 million. So he's basically losing out on over around $330,000 or something like that. A small loss based on when you look at the entire contract. And oh, by the way, his $44 million signing bonus won't be touched at all. I think he got 15 of that yesterday. So when it comes to the financial side of things, not getting fined anything extra from the NFL, only losing out on $300,000, and you still got your entire signing bonus intact. This was a win-win for Deshaun, was a win-win for the Cleveland Browns.
All right, we'll get to the odds in just a second. But again, you played the game at the highest level. You won the Super Bowl. That's what the Cleveland Browns are trying to do. So it's my understanding that he's still going to be able to participate preseason. And then the way things work out, he can't participate the first 3 games of the suspension, but he can come back. So again, he could ramp up for Baltimore, which would be week 7. From a player's perspective, again, he's coming in, he's trying to help your team get to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl. From a player's and teammate perspective, what's that going to be like for him and the Cleveland Browns?
I mean, if you're a teammate of Deshaun Watson, you're excited of the news today because you still have everything in front of you that you would like to achieve. Understanding and knowing you have an experienced quarterback taking over in Jacoby Brissett. Defensively, you know that, of course, we gotta ball out. We gotta play better football. I can go back to, I think it was 2006 when I was there in Pittsburgh and we found out Big Ben was going to miss some ball games. The defense said, you know what, we gotta play lights out until we get our franchise quarterback back in the lineup. And they have some playmakers on the defensive side that can do some similar things to what we needed to do in Pittsburgh. And you look at the first 6 ball games, I mean, it's a 6-game stretch, but if you can come out of that stretch, 6 ball games, 3-3, you like that. You feel excited about what is going forward with the program. And then when you look at the thick of their schedule, that's when you get Deshaun Watson back, because they have a 5-game stretch where they're playing Baltimore, Cincinnati, Miami, Buffalo, and Tampa. And you have a bye in those ball games as well, in the midst of those ball games. So if you can get through that tough stretch with Deshaun Watson and come out on top somehow, I mean, everything is right there for you. Everything is right there for you. So me personally, when you look at the 6 games, Jacoby Brissett, if you can win 3 games, I mean, you did your job. Find a way to come out at least 500 in that 6-game stretch timing, and you have to like their chances, especially if Deshaun Watson can get back to being the player that we last saw him perform like over a year ago when he was with the Houston Texans.
So then the question becomes, B-Mac, as we're taking a look at that schedule, how bullish are you on the Cleveland Browns? Again, 25-1 to win the Lombardi, 13-1 the AFC at the moment.
I'm not bullish at all because I think it's going to be a very, very difficult division on the AFC North when you're seeing defenses like the Pittsburgh Steelers twice a year, Baltimore when they're healthy. We know what type of unit they can be. And, of course, the improvements the Cincinnati Bengals made. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. And, oh, by the way, your quarterback has been away from the game for a full year. And then when you factor in missing the first 6 ball games and, of course, not being able to get all the reps that a starting quarterback will get throughout camp, is probably going to hurt the chances of seeing the best Deshaun Watson that we potentially can see, because he's been away from the game for quite some time. So I expect to see some chemistry issues, some rhythm issues from Deshaun when he is in the lineup and he's back from his suspension. So because of all of that, I'm not quite ready to say, of course, they're Super Bowl caliber team. They should be the favorites to win their division. It's going to take some time for me to actually see with the eye test how he's looking in his new uniform in a new offense around new players.
Yeah, a lot of books had held off because of anticipation of this B-Mac, and so some, not all, some had like the win total for the Browns at 9.5. So we'll see where the dust settles when we're able to know the information that we have in front of us. B-Mac, certainly appreciate it as always. Again, when you digest that schedule, 6 games without Deshaun Watson, if everything is still upheld. Big game at the Ravens, Week 7. A return trip to Houston, Week 13 at the Texans. In terms of the odds, the Bengals, of course, are there. The Steelers, the Ravens, it's all there for the Cleveland Browns to deal with. But right now, it looks like, again, no Deshaun Watson for 6 weeks.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.